Kent Adams, welcome back. And as you can see, we talk during the commercials. We expect you to watch the commercials, but we talk.
That's right.
Yeah,
we talk.
I mean,
right.
what am I going to do with a finance guy and an attorney?
That's right.
It's like we're not going to talk.
That's
Run
right.
like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure there's some.
It's going to cost me one way or the other, isn't it?
Well, there's definitely a beginning of a joke somewhere in there.
Yeah. Don Morgan.
A journalist, an attorney, and a financial advisor.
Yeah,
bar.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh God.
You come up with
we're in deep trouble.
Yes, sir.
We're deep trouble. What are we talking about today, Don?
So next week, well, today we're going to talk about kids going to college and the scam artists that follow them.
Okay. Yes.
This week we're talking drugs because that seems appropriate for college as well.
Okay, to prepare for college. Yeah.
Well,
properly prepared.
so what I wanted to talk about though is the age.
Would
of,
you reach on your mic and turn the switch on that's on the top?
You want me to be able?
Oh,
to...
talk into your microphone.
Oh, there you go.
All right, I'm getting told in my ear. Okay.
You're hearing voices.
I'm hearing voices.
With drugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking
Nice.
of drugs, right?
Yeah, give us the tie-in on that.
Yeah.
So, in my world, we look at the world around us and we think it's normal, but
Not my world.
this thing is only about 7 years old.
Yeah.
Our world's changed so much, and so I wanted to talk about miracle drugs.
Yes.
And sort of the first modern miracle drug was developed about 120 years ago, and it was called aspirin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was originally a trademark name, and it became a generic name, and everyone now buys really cheap aspirin. For less than a penny, you get a little white pill that takes the pain away. I don't know about you, but I'd call that a miracle drug.
Yeah.
And it's not just...
I take it prior to seeing attorneys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Or financial
is that gonna
advisors.
do the trick?
both. Two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's strong enough, but
After World War II, penicillin came on the scene. It actually was developed during the war. There wasn't much supply, but it revolutionized
Yes.
the world of medicine. And one after another, blockbuster drugs has come out since.
Right.
But there's also little drugs that aren't blockbuster drugs. If you've got an allergy, Nasacort is now over the counter, and it's
Right.
amazing stuff. If you've ever been plagued by cold sores, there's a little tiny tube that must cost like $1,000 an ounce.
Yes.
But you only buy a fraction of it for a giant price.
right.
But I got to tell you,
It works.
Does the trick.
instantly, it's magic stuff. It's just magic. And then you go a little further. You and I grew up on the original Star
Careful.
Trek
Yes.
when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Yes.
That's right.
And they had, the little salt and pepper shaker
Right.
tricorder thing that the doctor had. Later versions had this thing they called the holodeck. The Army's working on robot surgery directed by a surgeon in the U.S.,
Right.
but the robots on the battlefield.
Right.
So it's holodeck surgery. In the
So
world,
you can bring the best of doctors in to treat people in the field, if you will.
or anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Anywhere in the world, or not in the world as space tourism starts kicking in.
Right.
They're printing with 3D printers veins and arteries for use in surgery out of your own DNA, so there's no risk of
Infection or
Right.
rejection.
Rejection,
of the
right.
organ.
They're on the verge of printing kidneys and livers out of your own DNA, so that when you need a transplant, you're going to have it created for you on the spot.
Transplanting your own.
Right. So no drugs, no rejection.
Wow.
How associated with stem cells is that?
It's very closely associated with adults. It's actually an
Your
autologous
own.
adult stem
Right.
cell treatment that creates the DNA prototype that then the 3D printer replicates.
Right.
And the science behind it is so thick it makes reading a patent application look simple.
Yeah. We get Tom in here for
Yeah.
that.
And even he would scratch his head a little bit.
Yeah.
The point is that we live in an age of miracles. Now, there's a downside to this. You've probably seen the story of the EpiPen.
Oh, yeah.
Kinda.
And there are a number of generic drugs, off-patent drugs, whose prices have just skyrocketed.
Yes.
Well, because they can. And so there's this tug of war right now going on between the pharmaceutical industry and the people who buy drugs. We're talking legal drugs here.
Right.
And I don't know where that's going, by the way. I wish I did. But I can tell you this. Everything else being equal, I'd rather live today than any other time in human history.
Oh.
Yeah, because you have a good chance of living today.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So it really is
Things that
an
killed
era of
us
miracles.
50
Oh
years
my
ago.
gosh, think of blood poisoning in 1805.
Yes.
I mean,
all of that.
Dentistry in 1805.
yeah.
Ooh.
oh my gosh, pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The barber pulling your teeth.
Yeah. with no antibiotics.
And no washing of the hands.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
All right. Well, good. Hey, and so next week you're going to talk about?
College kids and the scams
yes.
they face.
Okay.
Sunday I'm going to do this with KHQ. I want to give them the opportunity to get that first.
Oh, well, it's about time that they, get something
Steal a
first.
march on you.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you've done a couple of breaking stories.
Yes, we
this year
have.
that
We
been-
have, and we remind them constantly.
Well, so they wanted to get this one first.
Yes.
But next week, college kids and the scam artists who focus on them.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor, and that is to get up, and I'm going to ask our newest intern to take your seat. He doesn't know this is happening right now.
oh my goodness.
And so he needs a little FaceTime on TV. And so, Ryan, you've lived through an hour here. How was it? You going to